Investing in Legos. That's what we're going to be talking about today. And I'm with one of my best friends, Vinny. And Vinny's been reselling all different types of items on eBay for what, about 5 years now?
5 years, yeah.
He does anywhere from $3,000 to $6,000 a month with a full-time job. And we normally talk about toys, but specifically today, Vinny's excited about this because this is one of his passions that a lot of people don't know about, and that's investing in Legos. And what we're going to talk about is how you can invest in Legos to get some ridiculously insane returns, not only over a year period, but investing long-term for 2, 5, 10 years plus. So do you kind of want to share a little bit about what we're going to be talking about specifically today, and we'll set the table for the video?
Well, yeah, today I want to just touch on an investment that I came across last year when we were locked down in the pandemic, and I was getting unemployment plus the government money and stuff like that, and they took care of us a little bit, and my bank account went up even more, and I had expendable cash, and I'm like, I want to make an investment. Like, what can I invest in? And
I don't want cash just sitting around.
Yeah, I don't want just 1% every year, canceled out from inflation. So I'm like, what can I invest in? And I just started digging and doing research. And since I've been in toys, it was kind of the perfect fit. I kept coming across Legos. When you buy a Lego set and it retires, it goes skyrockets in value a lot of the time. And you hear all the ridiculous stories of this set was sold for this much and that much. So I started diving in. I'm like, I'm gonna invest in Legos. I have a little warehouse space. I'm gonna store them there. I set up a shelf, and I made a plan to start diving in and investing in my future.
Gotcha, awesome. And if you guys have been following my journey, you know that one of the big investments I have is real estate. I have 2 properties, I'm getting a third right now. But the thing with real estate is, you got to have credit. Yeah. You've got to have money for a down payment. There's a lot that goes into it. But what if you just want to invest, maybe you're already investing in, I recommend index funds, investing in stocks, investing into your SEP IRA, different things like that. But what are some things in your reselling business that you can invest in for almost like, I know nothing's guaranteed, but when it comes to reselling in certain products, it's almost guaranteed. And we're going to bring you actually into our screen right now and talk about a website that'll show you proof, show you exactly what Legos are making and whatnot. So maybe you can talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So Lego reselling is not new. It's been around for a little bit. There are people doing it, and there's not too much competition, but there is competition. But there's a site that's called Brick Economy, and it kind of tracks what Legos were sold for when they retired and how much they sell for now. And it scours the entire secondary markets to find the prices and how they price things. So it's fairly accurate. I found times where they're a little high, they're a little low, but for the most part, this site tells you what percentage you can make back on your money yearly and in all time.
So why invest in Legos? Let's talk from a long-term perspective. Let's say 5 to 10 years. Why would someone want to invest in Legos versus investing in real estate or stocks, or maybe just investing their money back into their business?
Well, I think number one is the return on your investment. You can be making annual returns higher than most of the things you can think of, better than art, cars, real estate, anything you can put your money in. Lego is one of the top things, and not many people know that. They don't know that, and it's not, people say about the storage, that's the main issue, right? You just gotta have racks or shelves, have a space where you can store it. If you're just getting started, you don't need a whole warehouse to do this. You don't need a lot of materials, you don't need a lot of things. It's easy. It was a space that I knew, which was toys. And as far as value goes, there's one thing that follows all value is nostalgia. People pay for that nostalgic feeling. Yeah. They pay up for it. If any of you resell stuff, you know that how much somebody would pay for something that is retired, that they no longer can get anymore. And that's what happened with the Legos, because Lego is a company that doesn't keep their stuff on shelves for that long. They'll have some sets that'll be 4 years, but most sets fall between the 1 to 2 year range. So if you don't grab those sets at retail in 1 to 2 year range, they start skyrocketing on the secondary market.
So let's talk about values though. Like what kind of returns, because it's about investing right now. What type of returns are you looking at in terms of a year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years?
I mean, it all depends on the set you're getting, but most of the sets that I researched within the first year, 2 years are getting 50 to 100%.
Can we show them
return.
proof on this site?
Yeah.
So show me how to use this right here.
So usually what I do to study is I go to browse.
Okay.
And I'll go to all sets, and I'll go to I'll pick a theme. The thing about investing in Lego is you need to find the themes that are popular, that people are picking up, and that comes with a little more research. You'll kind of.
So it's kind of like with real estate. You have to know the location. You have to know the rents. You can't just buy a property and be like, well, I have real estate now. If you pick the wrong area, if you pick the wrong property, if you get the wrong tenants, the investment's not going to work out for you.
Yeah. And I would, when you're investing, I would stay more towards the specialized stuff, the thing that has more nostalgic value rather than just regular blocks of bricks. And like architecture is one of them.
Like the skylines.
Yeah, if you even go to the whole architecture, like, so at first the site shows the ones that are available at your current retail, available at retail right now. So these are the sets that are out currently. And now if you go down the list in the skylines theme, you'll see that there's 5 or 6 sets out right now.
Oh, so since this doesn't say available at retail, does this mean it's not at retail right now? It says availability retired.
Yeah, that set has just retired, so they put a little squiggly right next to it.
Okay.
And then now as you get older, the Las Vegas one just retired. So now all of a sudden you could have picked this up in December for $40 and it's now $60. So you're getting a 50% growth already.
So how do I understand this right here? So it says retail $39.99. So and a lot of these things you can get coupons and whatnot. So let's say
20% off.
let's say you paid $35 for this with a coupon. So right now it says $60. $60 where? Where how do they find the $60 value?
Go on Amazon. Can you do another Amazon screen? And just type in that Lego Skyline. Lego Skyline Las Vegas. Type it in. And this is where you can see what you can kind of get.
All right. So they're saying it's worth $60, right?
Yeah.
Where?
And now here, the lowest price you're going to get is $75.
Oh, so they're probably taking like an average of like Amazon, eBay.
Yeah, no, but they're a little delayed. So if it was being sold last month for $60, like they kept track of it.
God, look at the rank, 11,000. Boom, gone instantly.
Yeah. So these things are so that's just a small, that's just at first. Now let's go look at something older. Let's go even farther back. Now these 2007, look at the Chicago. Let's take Chicago. It's up there. It's the one. Look at that one. Retailed for $40. Can you click on that for me?
Oh, wow. Wow, this site's super cool. So it tells you what you could pay and now the value of it.
Yeah, and if you go down, you kind of see all the sales too. Look, see all those dots? Those are all the sales tracked on the internet and what they've sold for.
Look at this thing. It's just rising.
The trajectory, yeah.
It's like a bird going into the sky.
So you got a 32% annual growth, a 246% overall growth, and this thing was $40. You can't get it for less than 180.
Wow, look at that. That is absolutely insane.
Guys, and this was retired. When does it retire? It was retired in December 2013, okay? 2018. So in 3 years.
Unbelievable.
Not even 2.5 years, you've made 246% of your money back.
And we were talking earlier about, Amazon prices, eBay prices. It scares me a little bit. Like, I'm just being honest, and we've talked about this. It scares me because I've shipped, if you guys ever saw the video that I picked up, I think, what was it, like 30-something sets of what years were those Legos from? I'll put the video on the screen.
They were just recently retired, I think, most of them.
Okay, but I had found like over 30 boxes brand new Legos, and I shipped them all on Amazon, and most of them sold, but there were 2 or 3 where people just open up the packages, steal everything, and ship it back. And eBay and Amazon, they're just like, well, So it's like, that worries me looking at these values. So I don't know what your thoughts are on that.
My thoughts on that is you don't have to necessarily sell it on eBay or Amazon. You could do a Facebook marketplace. There's a lot of avenues to sell.
Probably
sell
flea
stuff
markets
nowadays.
too.
Yeah, you can, and even local markets too. So I mean, and the percentages of somebody returning an item is probably like 1% to 2%. I mean, there are people out there, but it's not as common as you would think.
I think it's more common on Amazon because they encourage returns.
If you bought, let's make an example. If you bought 100 of these for $40, you would spend $4,000. Now you would have 100 of them for. Now you would have 12 grand. Okay. Yeah. Let's say 2 people mess with you and
Yeah.
and you lose that. Like you're
Even
still
5
making-
or 8. I mean, it would stink, but
But what I'm saying is, if you just invest in one set,
yeah.
your opportunity to get screwed is a lot more. But if you're making bigger investments and a lot more, like
Yeah.
1-2% is
Yeah.
any store you go to, Walmart, Target, Stop and Shop, they get returns every single day, but they still make it work.
And you have to almost work that into your costs in
Exactly.
any reselling business. So everybody make sure that you go over to brickeconomy.com. And if you want to, we're going to keep this video going, but I do want to say, if you enjoy these Lego videos and you want to hear more about Vinny's journey, I'm waiting for my house to close. So the one thing that's been holding me back from some of these, I'm going to sell right now because this one actually might be valuable down the road. I'm not sure, but one of the things that was holding me back from investing in Legos long term is some of the downsides of it's big and bulky, a lot of them. You have to keep them in good shape. You have to store them at the house. Like, what happens if they get wet or, if it gets damaged, it kills the value. So, like, things like that turn me off.
Can I show you a smaller sets that you can invest in? Say
Sure.
you don't like this won't take up to go back, right?
So go to browse?
Yeah, or you can just hit the back button twice, right?
Okay.
Now, can you go scroll down all the way to S? And these are what I'm getting into right now because there's so much.
What's it called? I'll just find.
Speed Champions. There it is,
Okay.
right there. Just click on that whole category.
All right.
See, now these are the sets currently available. You got to scroll down a little bit. Now we're getting older, right?
Wow, 2015. It's not that long ago. That was what, 5-6 years ago?
Yeah, that's a bigger set. But let's concentrate on the small ones. Now, you see the Audi.
Right here, yeah.
It was retail for $15. It is now $52.
Oh wow.
And that's a small set. That's like this
Yeah.
size, guys. It's
Yeah.
this tiny.
Yeah. Look at that. 28% annual growth. What are your thoughts on the future growth that they have there?
That's just speculation. That's guess. It could be. It's probably a low ball guess, is what I would say.
Can I look this up right now? I want to see because
Yeah.
they're guessing that it's 52. I want to see.
They're a little behind. I'm telling you.
See if this pops up. Is this it right here?
Yeah.
Wow, look at that. $80.
Yeah, they're behind, dude. It's even more. I'm just saying, like, it's even
Yeah.
more than this brick economy says it is.
And there's only one in stock.
Yeah. So imagine if you bought 100 of those, guys. What
Wow.
you would be
So
sitting on.
what's 100 times 15? That would be
$1,500.
$1,500. And if they're worth 80, let's just say Amazon would give us 60. So that's probably $4,800, right? 80 times 60, 4,800 minus that investment. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It is really, and that's just
Interesting.
That's just one example. There's more. Go back to that one, and you'll see more. Like, you see the Chevrolet. Go up a little. See the Chevrolet Corvette, 15 to 75.
Wow.
Then you see another one. We clicked on that one. Then keep going up. You got look at the Ford Mustang.
Gosh, you could have put your money in
$15
anything.
to 91.
That's like putting your money in the stock market like
500%.
1 year ago.
What do you know that gives you 500% growth in 4 years?
Bitcoin.
I can't think. Yeah, it's rare. So yeah, so I started seeing all these numbers, and I'm like, I have to try it. I have to dive in. And
Interesting.
there's so much to learn about it. You could talk for days about Legos. Real quick, if anybody is interested in this, I will give them some quick tips.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Try to find out sets that are retiring soon. It's best to buy the sets that are going to retire soon, so you have to wait less for your money. Because Lego comes out with these sets, they may be out there for a year, 2 years. You don't want to buy them right away. You want to buy them at the end of their life. Meaning, like, when Lego's going to retire it, that's when you want to buy it.
How do you know they're going to retire it? Do they announce
They
it?
announce it, yes.
Do they
say
give an
this set
advance
is-
notice?
Yep. They said this set is no longer going to
Does that thing jump like immediately?
Well, what happens at first? It's got to get all the supplies got to get bought up first, and once the supply gets bought up, that's when the secondary market comes in, because Target, Walmart, these guys get a lot of those sets too. So you got to wait for them to clearance their stuff out. As well. I'm sorry. You got to wait for them to clear out. So it is a little bit of lag time. You're going to be holding these things for 6 months at first before you start seeing the jumps, but sometimes they jump really fast. Like, I bought a set called the Downtown Diner for $160, and this was in November. It is now going for $360. You can check it. I originally bought it for.
Yeah, let's look it up on Amazon.
Just type in Downtown Diner. Oh, Lego. $327.
Wow. 41,000 rank. And guess what? One thing I want to mention as well, not to interrupt you, but who's the guy that you follow on YouTube who buys like hundreds of sets and he sells them all Q4? Do you know the guy's name?
Jim Brickbucks.
Jim Brickbucks, man. Big shout out to Jimmy boy. He's buying in bulk, right? And then what does he do? He sells them all.
So sometimes he waits till, so after a set retires, it turns over to the secondary market. And what he says sometimes is that wait for Q4 the next year after it retires, and you can like exponentially get 20 to 30 to 40% more right before Christmas for some of these things.
I know you said that you don't
Creator
like...
Expert. Do the expert one.
Oh, okay.
That's a better example. Now this is another...
And keep going with your tips too. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Oh my gosh, look at this one.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Oh, that's 2008.
Yeah, and the reason that was higher, but it dropped down because they reissued it. So that's the one thing you gotta...
Oh, this one's terrible. Look at this
Bridge.
one's terrible. Why is that so bad?
That was a mistake. It's rare that you see bad ones. Like...
Some of these aren't that good. Look, 2013. If my money only grew that much, I could have made so much more money in other things.
Yeah, I know. That's why you have to learn which to get. See, these were big Creator Expert buildings. Now, if you go back for a second, and just click the entire line of Creator Expert, and just keep scrolling down, you'll see. Oh, you'll start seeing.
I got excited.
Oh yeah, here you go. Keep going down. These are just recently retired, so you're not going to see much growth. Now let's go back further. Keep going. All right, now here we're getting into the bigger numbers. See, with the Brick Bank was 170, now 540. The Volkswagen just retired. That just retired.
What are your thoughts on investing in something like that right now? If you were able to get your hands on it for 115.
Oh, after it started?
Yeah. What are your thoughts on investing in retired sets that like are already retired and have already jumped up like 15-20% to kind of jump on that?
I've never thought about that process. I wanted to buy them all at retail. That was my.
With the coupons.
Yeah, that was my agreement to myself, is to buy them as much at retail, and if I can get 20%, 10% off, percentage off, as low as possible. But it could be. Like, see, some of these aren't as good. You see the detective's office, like you're still gaining 163%.
Yeah, that's not good enough.
20% a year, 30% a year.
That's pretty cool. So let's talk about your game plan overall, the next 5 years, 5 to 10 years with Lego. Like, what are you doing? What, like, maybe some people could listen and be like, all right, that's interesting. Like, what's your plan? How much are you spending? Or like a percentage of what you earn? Are you trying to put in 10% a month? Like, are you trying to buy a new set? Like, what is your...
So my plan is I allocate about 30% of my income every month to purchasing a Lego set.
Jeez, you're going hard. I didn't know you were that hard.
Yeah, I'm trying to at least hit 30% of my money into Legos a year. So
instead of holding your money in cash, which we all know with all the money that the government's printing right now, if you haven't educated yourself on inflation or on just the devaluation of money, it's wild right now. So you're saying I don't want my money, I don't want to hold cash. I want to hold physical goods, nostalgic,
that have a nostalgic following. Like, and Legos are huge. I mean, the company is massive, the biggest toy company in the world. The following is insane. Insane.
Are you holding any like additional cash for opportunities? Like, do Legos ever dip down where you could like jump on them, or do they usually just like you have to get them before they retire? Like,
usually, like Jim says, once they retire, these sets are off to the races. If it's a popular set that people didn't get a chance to get their hands on, they're off to the races.
Off to the races, baby.
It's like this. If you see some of the charts on some of these sets, it's like this, you know? And not every Lego set is going to go up. I want everyone to know that. Like, you can't just throw crap at the wall and it's going to stick. You have to understand what you're buying, and I'll just give some tips what to buy. Buy vehicles. Vehicles are good, like the bigger, nicer vehicles, or the vehicles that are modeled after actual cars are excellent. Minecraft does very well. Brickheads do very well. So it's licensed themes do very well, like SpongeBob and stuff like that. And you see some of these regular plates, like
I don't even know what these are.
They're so old. Let's try another. Let's say let's look at Brickheads. They're B. Go to B. Now these things, I think, just click the whole thing and go scroll. You keep, just keep going.
Oh my gosh! Look at this. What is this? Who's this Vinny guy?
He's from the Lego movie.
What?
I think it was a it was like a Comic-Con.
Can't even find it on Amazon.
Yeah, it's rare. It's
wow.
But if you keep going down a little bit, you'll start seeing like the see like that. See like these guys here.
Oh, I remember these things. Yeah.
Like these are small boxes. You can invest small amounts, and you know these just retired. See, it's not even that
old.
long.
Yeah.
But then watch, keep going. Let's go to 2000. Look at some of these guys. 2018. Let's go to the longest one we can find. Look at that. Look at that Comic-Con one.
Oh, wow.
You went to Comic-Con.
Is that the only place you can get them? Was there?
Yeah.
Oh.
Look how crazy those are.
But you know what you could probably do, right? After Comic-Con, do people ever sell them? Like,
yeah, they probably put it for $100.
Wow.
$200, yeah.
Does Comic-Con still go on? Are they still releasing that? Like,
So this is another story I could tell real quick.
Yeah.
Is they were supposed to do a Comic-Con in 2020, but 19 happened.
Yeah.
The C-19 happened, and it got canceled. And Lego had already made the set that was supposed to be in the Comic-Con. And it was Lego Star Wars Bespin Duel. Like, type that into Brick Economy.
I don't even know how
Type
to
in the Lego Bespin Duel. BES.
Go back to all sets.
Or you can just do a search. Bespin Duel.
BES.
PIN. And Duel. Or just one word. It's 2 words.
I don't know. Just tell them. I don't know how to look this thing up.
So yeah, basically they were supposed to release it for Comic-Con in 2020, and there was no Comic-Con, so they decided to sell it online. And I got wind of the news that they were going to sell it, so
Yeah.
I picked up one.
Really?
It originally retailed for $40. Now it sells for like $130 already.
Yeah. So it's little opportunities like that. You don't have to spend a ton of time doing this, but if you have a hunch about something or you catch wind about something like that, I mean, it's a good little thing to invest in over time, for sure. So if you want to know more about this, let us know, and we could definitely dive into more tips. And we could even do videos where maybe we do a screen share and we share like 5 or 10 that you're looking at or you're interested in the future.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that would be cool.
And if you want to learn more about toys and what Vinny does in his business, which is mostly selling toys on eBay, we'll put some links down below to the guides that he's created.
And I was able to get these Legos and start investing because of toys.
Yeah.
Making those small investments, reselling them, flipping them, and then now investing in Legos.
Our temperature is overheating right now, but if you guys did find value in this video, smash that like button, comment, and subscribe. And with that being said, if you want more videos about Legos, let us know, and hopefully you found value in this content. Peace out.